had Tommaso Ciampa take on Austin Theory because DIY is feuding with A-Town Down Under. They want a chance at the titles, and the bad boys don't think that they deserve it. So it's like, okay, well, why don't we do halfsies? And like, you can fight half of us and we'll fight half of you.
Classic.
So, yeah.
Classic.
So the match was totally fine. You knew it was going to be good because both of these guys are good. And I think, you know, I have been an advocate for Austin Theory, and I think that this showed again that he's just so good. Like, I just don't care what anyone says. I just love me some Austin Theory. We've come a long way. My feelings about Austin Theory have come a long way.
Long way.
What I know really is
it like, really is. Yeah.
Insane. So the match was fine. It ends with a schoolboy pin by Ciampa, so he gets the win. But it's what happened and what led to that I think was basically the only reason why this match really happened, other than continuing whatever feud they have going on.
Yeah.
Especially now that DIY is on SmackDown. So we know Johnny Gargano was out there to support his boy, which means Grayson Waller was out there to support his guy as well. And he was listening to what Graves and Wade were saying, so he chimed in. And that was when he decided, okay, well, I'm going to hype up A-Town Down Under, but I'm going to give myself the credit for why we won the titles, for why Austin Theory is as good as he is. That was all me. That was the Grayson Waller effect. He got the Grayson Waller rub. And Theory hears this. Even though he's in the middle of the match, he had his ears were burning. He knew that something was going on.
I love wrestling.
And he got distracted by it. And so he was very offended. He was like, wait, what? What did you just say? What did you say about me? And that is when we get the schoolboy pin and the finish. So they're laying the groundwork even more for there to be a little bit of drama down under. And, you know, this is something that we have been talking about for a while. We need it to be Austin Theory turns babyface. That is what we've needed. Like, I saw one of the aggregator accounts, I think it was like Wrestle Features or something, and they were like, what is your interest in seeing Austin Theory turn babyface? And I'm like, 100%. We've needed this for 2 years. Like, I'm like, if anybody is not interested in it, I'm like, you're 2 years too late. Like, we've been saying this for so long.
We haven't seen it on the show for a long time.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Even when he was feuding with Cena, that was at last year's Mania.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, just make him face, man. Well, he's so good as a face.
Well, and I think that's the thing is like, I wouldn't say that it's a similar situation to MJF, because I obviously Theory is nowhere near as good of a heel as MJF is. But my line of thinking is like, you have to be able to do both. And right now he's not overly great as a heel, at least in the way that they were trying to. Like, I think when they had him come back, remember when he was like on a rampage on that one Raw where he was just like beating the crap out of everybody, and you were like, this is the type of energy that we need from you if you're gonna like be this type of heel. Didn't last. But that was also because they kept putting him in the US title picture. They kept giving it to him, taking it off, having him feud with Bobby Lashley. It was just a hot mess. Then they did nothing with him after beating John Cena at WrestleMania. So it was like, okay, it's almost like, why did that even happen? Why would you even have that be the finish or whatever? And I think he could be a good heel, but I feel like I think it's again, as we've said with people like Drew McIntyre, that he got screwed with how he was brought to the main roster. He was under the tutelage of Vince McMahon, and I think that's partly why his run has just been kind of like bleh, you know? So I think that he needs to have a face turn, and I don't know that necessarily turning against Grayson Waller is going to get him this like huge amount of reaction from the fans, but I do think that he's such a nice guy in real life that I do think that he could be a really good guy on SmackDown. And they need to figure that out, especially now that DIY is there. Like, you don't have to necessarily reunite the way, but there's a reason
why.
It's the
teasing that, though.
But but I was gonna say the way was successful in NXT, so there's no reason to like shy away from that because with Theory, I think he does need the rub from somebody. You know what I mean? And I think that
Mhm.
he could kind of take some of the love that DIY gets and use it for himself. And so I feel like that would be a good pairing to kind of solidify him as a good guy again. Um
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I
you
would agree with that.
it could be even
I
something that maybe he helps make sure that he loses the tag titles with Waller so that DIY wins or something like that. Like that could be an easy way.
it's interesting. I like the idea of him kind of not rejoining the way, but, the way helping him find his way. Yes, pun
Mhm.
intended. I
Mhm.
the thing that is I'm stuck on is that Grayson Waller does not need to be in a tag team. Like, he
No.
is a single star. He's got it. All right. He's just a douchebag heel that needs to just kind of be on his own or have a minion.
It was
Austin Theory is
basically
not a minion.
yeah, because that's the
That's
thing
the
is like
issue.
the tag team was put together basically to benefit Theory.
And,
That
and
was
it did.
in my eyes that
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
No, you're on the ball. You're in the
Yeah.
ballpark.
I think
And, and, and it
it's
did.
run its course a little bit.
It has. It was nice to see them become champions
Mhm.
and then have them do their thing with it and walking around it to showcase the titles, but at this point they do need to go their separate ways and the tag team titles need to go on a you know legit tag team that deserves a, I wouldn't say lengthy run, but a solid championship reign.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that DIY is very deserving. Out of all of the tag teams that they have on SmackDown, if it's not going to be Pretty Deadly, then